Senator Obama, performance-based pay. How would you do that without alienating the teachers union?
Well, I've had a lot of discussions with teachers all throughout Iowa, and they feel betrayed and frustrated by No Child Left Behind. And Chris is right, we shouldn't reauthorize it without changing it fundamentally. We left the money behind for No Child Left Behind, and so there are school districts all across the state and all across the country that are having a difficult time implementing No Child Left Behind, and teachers are extraordinarily frustrated about how their performance is assessed, and not just their own performance, but the school's performance generally. So they're teaching to the tests all the time. What I have said is that we should be able to get buy-in from teachers in terms of how to measure progress. Every teacher, I think, wants to succeed, and if we give them a pathway to professional development where we're creating master teachers, they are helping with apprenticeships for young new teachers. They are doing more work. They are involved in a variety of other activities that are really adding value to the schools. Then we should be able to give them more money for it, but we should only do it if the teachers themselves have some buy-in in terms of how they're measured. They can't be judged simply on standardized tests that don't take into account whether children are prepared before they get to school or not, which is also one of the reasons why we've got to put more money into early childhood education.
Senator Clinton?
Well, I have long supported incentive pay for school-wide performance. What we're trying to do is to change the culture within schools and to provide the resources, the training, and the support that teachers need to do the job they do want to do, and particularly focusing on kids who come from disadvantaged backgrounds. I think you have to start with preschool even before pre-kindergarten. I've advocated universal pre-kindergarten, but I think you have to start even earlier to try to help the family be the best school and teaching opportunity for own children. You have to reform No Child Left Behind. We're going to try to do that and begin to make it much more in line with the reality of teaching. But I think that we've got to have a real conversation with our teachers, our students, and our parents, because basically you can walk in a classroom today and it looks very much like the classroom I walked into, 50 years ago. And we have changed as a nation. We don't live and work the same way, but we act as though our schools are somehow off limits to trying to bring technology and other changes to them.
Governor Richardson?
Well, you asked the question, are we for merit pay for teachers? No, I'm not for it. But what we need to do is pay our teachers better. They are disrespected. I have proposed a minimum wage for our teachers, $40,000 per year. I also have a one-point plan like I do on Iraq on No Child Left Behind. Scrap it. It's a mess. It's a disaster. What I would also do is have, we are 29th in the world in math and science. We need to have 100,000 new math and science teachers. We have to be #1 again. I would have preschool for every child. I would have full-day kindergarten. I'd revise our high school curriculums. Science, math, languages, civics, and an arts in the schools programs to unlock our kids when they become science and math.
I want to move on to healthcare now. It sounds like, and let me just sum this up, no one on the stage is for merit pay for teachers specifically.
I am.
You are? Okay, thank you.
And George,
Can I respond? Can I expand upon that since I've said I'm for merit pay?
Go for it.
Don't leave me hanging.
Okay.
No, stop and think. They're all talking business as usual, politics as usual. This country, we're so proud. We think we're #1. He just gave you a statistic of how bad we are. I'll give you another one. We're 46th in literacy in the world. 30% of our children do not graduate from high school. What does that mean for the future of this country? And all we get are the same old nostrums that we need competition in education. Stop and think. Here. Spain, Norway, Finland, these countries, they're not the superpower of the world, but they pay for their children from childhood to PhD levels. Why can't Americans put education as the top priority? And you can't do it when you want to expand, as he wants to expand, 100,000 more troops. Who are we going to nuke? Who are we going to fight
Okay,
next?
Senator Gravel, go ahead.
I want to be clear, George. I actually think that we can implement a performance-based system that teachers buy into. but I don't think it can be imposed on teachers. I think it has to be one that is developed with teachers so that they have a sense. Bill is exactly right. Teachers across the board have to be paid more. My sister's a teacher, and I know how hard they work and what they go through. But we've got to give them a pathway so that they can make more money as they are developing more experience, as they are putting more into the classroom.
Congressman Kucinich, Senator Biden, both on this quickly.
Let me be the one who tells you how we're going to do this. I've sponsored a universal pre-kindergarten bill that will be paid for by a 15% cut in that bloated, wasteful Pentagon budget, which will yield $75 billion a year that we will put right into education. We will create a universal pre-kindergarten program with a qualitative emphasis for education, not quantitative so we make our children good little test takers, but qualitative so our children learn real skills, learning skills, language, arts, and help them grow. Learning theorists know this. Child psychologists understand this. Piaget talked all about this. Let's give our children the chance to grow, but let's put the money there, and I know where to get it, and I'm ready to take that action. Thank you.